right, y'all can be seated. Thank you. All right, let's have the record reflect State Civil Counsel, defendants here with his counsel. I understand the jury's reached a verdict. Any reason we can't take the verdict, State? Defense. All right, for those persons in the courtroom, I know some have been here throughout the trial.
This is one of those courtroom moments where you can literally feel the tension before a single verdict is read. Notice how the judge warns everyone not to react. That isn't just courtroom etiquette. It's about protecting the dignity of the process and ensuring the jury isn't influenced or intimidated after delivering its decision. What do you think the verdict will be at this point?
The jury is about to come out. They've been deliberating for quite a while, and this was a 3-day case. Whether you like the verdict or not, please do not show any emotion whatsoever. The jury deserves our respect for the time that they've given us in consideration of this case. If you cannot hold your emotions based on the verdict, please step out of the courtroom now. If you stay in, I assume you're going to abide by my order. Please bring the jury in.
Jury's in the box, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Everyone, please be seated. We'll have the record reflect State's here with counsel and defendants here with his counsel. Ladies and gentlemen, I understand you reached a verdict. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Fredericks, are you the foreperson? Yes. Will you please hand that to court security? Thank you, ma'am. All right, the verdict appears to be in proper order. Madam Clerk, please publish the verdict. Mr. Kramer, please stand for the jury's verdict.
In the Circuit Court in and for Escambia County, Florida, State of Florida, plaintiff versus Timothy Joseph Kramer, defendant, court number 1724 CF003029A, Division E. Verdict. We, the jury, find as follows.
And there it is. The verdict is officially in. The jury finds Timothy Joseph Kramer guilty of first-degree premeditated murder, the most serious homicide conviction under Florida law. Notice they also returned a lesser-included offense on the second count. That's a reminder that juries can weigh each charge independently instead of issuing an all-or-nothing decision.
As to the counts charged in the indictment, count 1. Guilty, first-degree premeditated murder, as charged.
If you've never watched a jury poll before, this next part is incredibly important. Each juror is asked individually whether this is truly their verdict. It serves as a final safeguard to make sure every single juror agrees voluntarily and unanimously. Listen carefully as each answer comes in.
Count 2. Guilty of animal cruelty, a lesser-included offense. So say we all, the 6th day of August, 2026, signed by the jury, foreperson, Elizabeth Frederick.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Any request of counsel?
Yes, be a full jury, please.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Madam Clerk is going to ask each one of you a question. Please respond to that question out loud for us, okay? Go ahead, Madam Clerk.
Foreperson, Juror Frederick, is this your individual verdict as well as the verdict of the jury as a whole?
Yes.
Juror McCarran, is this your individual verdict?
Yes.
Juror Krause, is this your individual verdict?
Yes.
Juror Diamond, is this your individual verdict?
Yes.
Juror Land, is this your individual verdict?
Yes.
Juror Guthrie, is this your individual verdict?
Yes.
Juror Thompson, is this your individual verdict?
It is.
Juror Jordan Hurt, is this your individual verdict?
Yes.
Juror Allen, is this your individual verdict?
Yes.
Juror Roberts, is this your individual verdict?
Yes.
Juror Sackman, is this your individual verdict?
It is.
Juror Smith, is this your individual verdict?
Yes.
That everybody? Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have one final instruction I have to read to you that's mandated by the Florida Supreme Court, and then I'm going to discharge you from your jury service. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank you for your time and your consideration of this case. I also wish to advise you of some very special privileges enjoyed by jurors. No juror can ever be required to talk about the discussions that occurred in the jury room except by court order. For many centuries, our society has relied upon juries for consideration of difficult cases. We have recognized for hundreds of years that a jury's deliberations, discussions, and votes should remain their private affair as long as they wish it. Therefore, the law gives you a unique privilege not to speak about the jury's work. Although you're at liberty to speak with anyone about your deliberations, you are also at liberty to refuse to speak to anyone. A request to discuss either your verdict or your deliberations may come from those who are simply curious, from those who might seek to find fault with you, from the media, from the attorneys, or elsewhere. It will be up to you to decide whether to preserve your privacy as a juror. That's the last instruction, as I indicated, I'm required to read by the Florida Supreme Court, but I do want to take the opportunity to thank you for your jury service.
One thing that's easy to overlook is how much respect the judge shows the jurors. Trials don't function without ordinary citizens willing to dedicate days, or sometimes weeks, of their lives. Whether people agree with the outcome or not, the legal system depends on jurors carefully weighing the evidence presented in court.
We had 63 of your fellow citizens, including you, here on Monday, and I told them after we had picked this jury and y'all had left that it speaks very highly of their character for them to come down here and give us the time that they give us to have this process work. Y'all have been above and beyond that because you gave us 4 days. And I watched you during the trial. You were very attentive. And
Now the case shifts from the jury's role to the judges. Since this conviction carries a mandatory life sentence under Florida law, the judge is explaining that there's essentially no discretion left. In other words, once the guilty verdict is entered, the law dictates the punishment.
we cannot ask anything more of our citizens than what y'all did today in terms of serving as jurors. I thank you on behalf of the judges of this circuit. I thank you on behalf of the parties, the attorneys, and the judicial system for giving us your time this week. This counts as your jury service for 1 year, but you will get that ticket again, and when you do, please come down here. We'd like to punch you. We need good people to serve on juries, okay? Y'all have a great weekend. Court security will take care of any needs that you have, get you checked out and everything. If you need an escort to your car or help or anything like that, they will more than accommodate that, but we do appreciate everything, all right? Everyone, please rise for the jury. Y'all have a good weekend. All right, everyone be seated, please. As to the second count, is that a misdemeanor? Okay.
It's a first degree misdemeanor.
All right. Is any reason we can't go forward with sentencing? It's a mandatory life sentence. Okay, Mr. Benson?
Court has no discretion, so
All right. All right, we will go forward to sentencing at this time. I do not believe we're required to have the score sheet. Is that correct, Ms. Shea? All right. Anybody who wishes to testify on behalf of the state? Okay. Mr. Benson, any witnesses?
no, Your Honor.
Does your client wish to say anything?
No. But I'll
Yes, please. But it's a lesser included. Yeah, there's probably that was a misdemeanor. Okay.
No, Your Honor, he's not insane.
All right, thank you. Let me hear from the state.
With that, the trial officially comes to an end. The defendant is sentenced to life without the possibility of parole and is advised of the right to appeal. Even after a verdict and sentencing, the legal process isn't always over. Appeals can challenge legal rulings made during the trial, though they don't involve retrying the facts of the case. Do you believe the jury reached the right verdict based on what you've seen?
All right. Anything, Mr. Benson?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Based on the verdict returned, first-degree premeditated murder, the court is going to adjudicate him guilty, sentence him to life in prison without parole. What are the fines and costs on this, please?
There is just $518.
$518 in court cost imposed, $150 public defender fee, all of which will be reduced to a lien. Is there any other cost or anything, Ms. Shea?
Your Honor, I am not sure. I'd ask that you just reserve ruling for reserve jurisdiction, for restitution and non-conflict.
All right. I'll order restitution, reserve jurisdiction to determine the amount, if any. What's his credit, Mr.?
744 days.
744 days of credit. As to count two, any objection to time served on that, State? Defense. All right. As to count two, he's adjudicated guilty and time served. So it's life in prison without parole on count one, time served on count two. Anything else, State? Mr. Benson?
No, Your Honor.
That's the judgment and sentence of the court. He has 30 days to appeal. If he cannot afford an attorney, I will appoint one for him. All right, these proceedings are adjourned at this time. Let me see the attorneys up here off the record, please. All right. You gotta escort me out.
I'll be showing up in
Thank you, everybody. So please start with the courtroom for me. Everybody can do this, start for now, please.
Oh, Ms. Shea, Ms. Shea, Ms. Shea, Ms. Shea. They need a statute on the lesser included animal cruelty.
Is it an animal? Yes.
have this, or she can have it back, but
Motion